Hello everyone, and thank you for attending today's Nexternal Overview webinar. My name is Nunez, and I am the Customer Success Manager here at Nexternal. Today I'm going to provide you with an overview on the Nexternal e-commerce platform. If you are evaluating e-commerce platforms, then you already know that there are hundreds of providers out there. They range in all shapes and sizes and cost structures and how they operate their systems. And it's safe to say that even if you narrow down your choices to some of the two to three top contenders, it can still be difficult to really know what one provider does better than the other, more or less how that's going to provide a service for your business. So today I'm going to focus the demonstration not only on the powerful features that we provide, but also on how these features may differ from the other platforms you're considering. I also think that focusing on some of those differences and how they have a positive impact on your business will help you better evaluate the platforms. And I'm confident that after seeing this demonstration and going through the evaluation of Nexternal, it's going to be obvious some of the advantages that come along with our package. During the demonstration, I'm going to discuss two major components, and you're looking at one of those components here now, and that is the first part is going to be the powerful online storefront. This is what your shoppers are going to see, along with several of the tools that will be available to them when shopping online. The second major component we're going to discuss is what we call the Nexternal Order Management System. And as the name suggests, the OMS is what you're going to use to manage not only the orders that come flowing in once you launch your store with Nexternal, but also things such as the store content that's displayed, the customer data, as well as some of the store settings, etc. Before I get started, I should mention that I'm going to move pretty quickly through the overview. However, I will try to address some questions at the end of the webinar, and I will also be recording the webinar, so you'll have the ability to revisit what we've discussed once we're done. You can also contact me directly or speak with your account manager at any time with follow-up questions. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the demonstration. The first thing I wanted to discuss with you would be the website and the branding look and feel of the actual website and the storefront. So just to clarify, Nexternal does not manage your website. So your home page and all of your subsequent pages, like your about page, contact us page, those are designed and hosted outside of the Nexternal platform. We feel that this provides a significant advantage to our merchants because they have the ability to hire any designer, work with any design company, implement any brand or design request that they choose without being restrained or working within the constraints of a template-based system. So really, as a company, you have the ability to go out and hire any designer that you choose, host your website wherever you choose, and have that flexibility of adding Nexternal to that website. So that means Nexternal actually acts as an extension to your website. So you can see here, just to give you an example here, we're going to utilize firstfairway.com, which is one of our demonstration stores. But you can see here that this represents your homepage. So this would be www.yourcompany.com. It is not until you click on one of these featured products or maybe one of the selected navigation categories up at the top here that you will transition into the Nexternal environment. You'll notice that the look and feel of the storefront matches almost identically to the actual homepage. So we've extended that brand and all of that hard work and effort that you've put into establishing your brand into the shopping environment as well. That's done through a process, what we call site synchronization. So the next part of the setup process when you activate your account with Nexternal will include our designers going in, taking a look at the code that you utilize to develop your website, then trying to mimic that code within the Nexternal environment. So in theory, we're taking all of your look and feel, all of the functionality of your homepage and implementing that in the Nexternal portion for you. If you've looked at other platforms, or if you've even used other platforms, you'll know this kind of vary significantly from how they do it, where once again you're utilizing a template-based system and you have to hire someone to specifically code within that template environment. So Nexternal, the site sync process is a good advantage to a lot of brands. It allows you to establish that homepage brand, but also carry that into the store. That also works in the mobile environment. I'll give you a quick shot here. That brand and part of that synchronization process is also establishing your mobile storefront. So at no additional cost to you, we're also going to make sure that the mobile environment is also synchronized to the look and feel of your homepage, your storefront, and also in mobile. So you can see here a lot of the same functionality, the same look and feel is actually implemented in the mobile environment as well. Go back over here. So one of the biggest indications that you're in the shopping environment within a Nexternal shopping environment is the always on-screen shopping cart. And like I said, this kind of sticks out to a lot of people who are evaluating the platform right away. And it's one of those things that our merchants actually, they thoroughly love this feature. Really, the reason why they love this feature is because their shoppers love it. And it's easy to see why this feature is so powerful. If you just click Add to Cart here, you're going to notice that the shopper is receiving instant feedback after they've clicked that Add to Cart button. Why this is advantageous, the list is extremely long, but for the most part, we feel that a lot of e-commerce platforms, they make that mistake of taking shoppers to a checkout page once they click Add to Cart, or even worse, what they do is when someone clicks on Add to Cart, they populate an icon up here in the top right that shows maybe you have 2 items in your cart without providing feedback at all. That slight piece of customer confusion, or those extra clicks that it takes to go into a checkout environment then back into shopping, ultimately could end up costing you sales. Either you're not acknowledging the Add to Cart properly, or you're kind of forcing the shopper through the door when they click Add to Cart. Those two methods, we feel, are just kind of fundamental flaws in e-commerce. So the always on-screen shopping cart is a good way to combat that, and the cart itself is actually more powerful than any on-screen shopping cart you're going to see in the industry. I'm going to go over specifically some of these Add to Cart, or excuse me, the always on-screen shopping cart features, but I want to focus on a few other elements before we jump into that. Now that we're in the store environment, one of the most important features that people bring up to us is search engine optimization, or SEO. So they ask us, what kind of SEO functionality does Nexternal have built in? Well, we've really covered a lot of ground when it comes to SEO, and we are big proponents of how search engine optimization affects our online merchants. The first thing you're going to notice when you're looking at some of the SEO tools would be the URL. So Nexternal has the ability to you have the ability to mimic your product name and customize the actual URL that's used for each product. So Nexternal's, the URL that's used for each product, each category in your storefront is going to mimic the content that you have for that item. So if the name of the product is Adam's Micro Pima Tour shirt, that's actually what it's going to be in the URL as well. You can also see that kind of here that the title tag is customizable. So you have the ability to customize title tags, meta descriptions, meta keywords, all of those important on-page elements that are required to really establish yourself in the search engines. Additionally, Nexternal wraps content on the product page in the H1 tags. So there's some extra emphasis on those tags, those H1 tags on the product pages as well. We also wrap content such as the product reviews or any images, YouTube videos that are used in product descriptions with rich snippets. So that content is also being gathered by the search engines as well. So really from a search engine perspective, Nexternal has several of those on-page elements to make sure that you're establishing a solid foundation when it comes to SEO. So now I kind of want to go over some of the features that you're looking at on this product page, and there are several. So the first thing I'm going to kind of describe here is just the layout. We try to keep a very clean layout and functional layout when it comes to the products. So you can see here we start with the image on the left, the add to cart, and then the always on screen shopping cart. You have the ability to customize this data and switch from the cart to the left to the right, the image from the left to the right. There's all kinds of features that you can utilize to move some data around. The product images themselves are also an extremely powerful piece to how the products are laid out. And actually I want to give you a little bit of a better representation on how that works. I'm going to jump to a different product here. So you can see that on this product, we have a very vibrant image. But in addition to that vibrant image, we also have some zoom over functionality. So you not only have the ability to upload an image that helps sell, but you can also have larger images, zoomed in images. You can have an image window that populates to the right of the image with a zoomed in look and feel. You can also utilize a click to enlarge functionality. So images, of course, are one of the most important, if not the most important aspect to selling your product online. So we do some things here to make sure that you have the tools necessary to help convert. We also have some gallery functionality, which is basically the ability to show multiple views, color swatches, like you saw on the Adam shirt. There were color variations to each individual product. So this is just a great way to easily show customers multiple views and once again help you sell the product. I'm going to jump back to that Adams item here. And the other thing you'll notice on both the Adams and the Golf Club is that they have product options or options and attributes. Now, it's not uncommon for e-commerce platforms to have attributes and have the ability to select drop-downs. That's pretty fundamental in the industry. However, where Nexternal excels is how we alter data based upon those selections. So when someone chooses the orange option, it actually changes the image to the orange image. So what they're seeing here corresponds with what they're getting within those options. The last thing you would like someone to do is select black here, not have it change the attribute, then click add to cart. They're going to end up ordering the wrong item. The other thing that we do that's extremely powerful is behind the scenes, all of your variations, your colors and size variations have the ability to affect things like price and weight and inventory. All of that can be managed based on a per attribute or per option basis. So it's very powerful behind the scenes on how these attributes are handled. There's a lot of significant tools. So if someone was to select the long sleeve over the short sleeve, that could bump the price up to $70 versus $65. Or if the black was not available in small, that option could be removed from the drop-down variations. So the attributes are extremely powerful, and it's a very slick tool there. The other functionality you'll see here, and this is something that is handled very differently between e-commerce platforms, and really the way that Nexternal does it is the most intuitive that I have seen, and this is the multiple ship to functionality. And what we were referring to here is, let's say I'd like to buy, because it's close to Father's Day, I want to buy one of these shirts for myself, but I also would like to buy one for someone else. So I am going to select that black small, I'm going to select someone else, and then I'm going to add that item to the cart. It's going to ask me who this is shipping to. We're going to buy this for Dad. I click enter here, and you can now see in the always on screen shopping cart, I have 2 shipments that are set to go out. This all happens under one order. So with a lot of other e-commerce platforms or a lot of other providers, you're going to have to do one of two things. You're going to either have to, somewhere in the checkout process, designate this as going out as a gift and enter in the information, or you're going to have to submit 2 orders, which is probably the most common method. Is someone will come in, buy something for themselves, then come back and actually buy something for someone else. Both of those methods are, we kind of see those as unacceptable. So the multiple ship to functionality is a great tool for gifting. It also works very well in the business-to-business environment. So I may have a retail location, actually I may have 10 retail locations, and I need to order 50 of the same product to ship to all of those locations. So I can do that under one order. So I can actually have an address book here that allows me to select, I need this to go to the San Diego location, this one to go to the Washington location, and this one to go to the Connecticut location. So it allows that ease of use, and allows people to purchase multiple products, ship them to several locations, all with under one order. So adds that convenience factor as well. The next thing you're going to see below that is the pickup feature. And once again, it's not uncommon for e-commerce platforms to provide some sort of pickup functionality, but the way that Nexternal does it is great. You can simply select pickup, and then you can choose one of the pickup locations. Once again, when I click Add to Cart, under that same order, it's treated as an entirely different item. So obviously this item is being picked up. We're not going to do things like calculate shipping costs for that item. So it's treated as almost as its own order, but under the same umbrella as the initial orders. So the pickup functionality is something that is extremely popular with some of our wine clients, and obviously companies that have both a retail a online representation, but also a retail brick and mortar storefront. The next part on the product page is the social aspect of the products. So we have integrated with the major social networks: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest. So all of those social network buttons are embedded right on every one of the product pages. You have the ability to add add or remove any of these social networks. But for the most part, this is something that is becoming commonplace in the e-commerce industry. The one thing that you want to specify when you have them on product pages is that I'm actually liking this product individually. So all of these like buttons, the tweet button, the Google+ buttons, the Pinterest buttons, are specifically about this product. If I was to jump to another product, it would actually be about those products as well. So while having the social networking buttons is becoming commonplace, you'll see there's an additional feature activated within Nexternal, and this is what we call the Facebook Like and Save feature. This is actually a killer feature. What this does is this incentivizes people and shoppers to like your product to receive a discount. So you'll see here when I click like, it's going to allow me to add a comment, post that to my Facebook profile, but it's actually going to give me a discount at the same time. So you can see in my shopping cart, I'm actually receiving $2 off of this product just for sharing it on Facebook. That is a great way to get people to advertise for you, whether it be $2, 50 cents, $1, run promotions around that initiative, and you'll start to see people posting your products everywhere just to get $1 or $2 off. So once again, it's a great way to drive some additional traffic. The products themselves, let me jump back to that golf club real quick to show you. So what we're going to discuss now is some of the product summary and what's capable to do in some of the descriptions and the summaries. Nexternal, just like a lot of the other e-commerce providers out there, you have the ability to obviously write a product description. All of that content is uploaded automatically to the description section, but you can see there's HTML ability within those description fields. So instead of simply just writing in text and hoping that someone reads that content, you can do something like embed a YouTube video. So with the consumption of video just skyrocketing, we all know that people are going to watch this video before they read this text. So it's great to have video embedded into your product descriptions. Additionally, having video also serves as an SEO benefit. So I highly encourage that to all my customers, and we make that very easy for you to manage. So the product description is pretty straightforward there. We also have some review functionality, and I'll jump back to the Atom shirt to show you that. So your customers have the ability to leave reviews about your products right on the product pages themselves. Obviously, reviews are becoming extremely important, and it's really what people use to base their buying decisions on nowadays. What you don't want customers to do is to go to Google and search for a review on your product. Especially if you're selling products, if you're a retailer and you're selling products that other people sell, odds are they're going to come across another merchant who does have reviews enabled. They're going to land on that page, and ultimately you may end up losing that sale. So having reviews on your page keeps the shopper on the page and gives them the information they're looking for. Similar to that are customer questions. Customer questions are specific questions about this product. So you have the ability to load questions about this product onto the actual product page. Customers can ask questions. You can then decide if you'd like to publish those questions to the question section on the product. You can see here you can get specific about the product, or you can add in some default questions. Both questions and reviews are able to be customized by you, so you determine if they're published on the site or not. You can see below the questions and the reviews that we're also upselling and cross-selling. So people who purchase this product also consider these two products. Once again, this is a fundamental that all e-commerce platforms should have for you, and Nexternal makes that very easy to select those products. As you can see by this product page, what we are trying to do is we are trying to keep the shopper on this page. Even with the always on screen shopping cart, we are trying to keep them here. And the reasoning for that is we do not want the customer leaving your site to go find the data they're looking for somewhere else. So descriptions, reviews, questions, product videos, all of that is something that a lot of people would go to a search engine to find. Well, you're providing all of that useful information on one product page, and the odds are is if you're providing that information and you're giving them the information they need, they can make that buying decision without ever leaving your page. So Nexternal has a very, very strong product page, a lot of bells and whistles to it that not a lot of other e-commerce providers will give to you. With that said, you may also have a very simple approach to your look and feel. You can remove some of these features if they are not going to work for your business. Okay, so I want to get into some of the checkout process, and the primary part of that is going to be the always on screen shopping cart. Once again, probably the most popular feature that we have here at Nexternal. To make it a little bit easier, I'm going to just quickly log in real quick. Now, Nexternal has a very, very powerful customer recognition tool, and it's rare that you find an online store these days where you cannot log in, but what Nexternal does differently is really sets itself apart from the other providers. So once Adam Scott logged into the system, it instantly recognized Adam and it provided a discount to him. So Adam is a loyal customer. He receives 10% off every time he purchases. So that is a very, very powerful tool. It's awesome to reward your customers like that. Additionally, in the customer recognition functionality, you can set what we call customer types. So this refers to club members, business members, wholesalers, friends and family. You can classify customers under these customer types. Then you can alter the behaviors of the store based upon who's logged in. So let's just say your wholesalers come to the store and they want to purchase. You're selling business to business and you need to offer business to business pricing. The customer would log into the system and the pricing for this Adam shirt would instantly change to $40 versus $65. It can also open up products, so that you may be selling specific product lines to businesses that you do not want to offer to the general public. So once Adam logs into the system, those products instantly become available. So the customer recognition tool can alter everything from visibility, payment types, discount structures, all simply once the customer logs into the system. Once they are logged in, we can pre-fill some information. So if it is a returning customer, we know Adam has a discount, we have his address on file, and we've also given him a shipping cost. He can edit any of this information by utilizing the shipping cost calculator. So one of the cool things about the always on screen shopping cart is if you are not a returning customer, the customer can actually determine what it's going to cost to ship before they ever get into checkout. So once again, this is another one of those fundamental flaws that we feel other providers make, in that you really don't know what it's going to cost to ship until you get into that checkout process. If you've studied the analytics and the data centered around that concept, you'll know that that will increase shopping cart abandonment. You do not want to surprise customers with shipping cost once they get into the checkout process. So we've pre-filled Adam's information in here because he's a returning customer. But if this is a new customer, they would simply add in their postal code. This information typically would fill in automatically. They click continue here, and it's going to give them their available options. So you can see here we're utilizing FedEx in our demonstration store. These are actual real-time FedEx rates. So Nexternal has built-in integrations with FedEx, UPS, the Postal Service, all providing real-time shipping rates. You can also set up flat rate structures and even mix and match. So Nexternal's shipping tool is extremely powerful. They can also select a preferred delivery date. So if you're offering products, if you're offering perishable products or products that are typically sent as gifts, this feature is awesome. It's almost a must-have for those industries. What this does is this allows the shopper to select a date they would like that item delivered. So I need to buy something for Father's Day. I want to have that delivered on Friday the 30th. Or I need to buy some of your wine that you have very little inventory on, but I'm not going to be back in town until the 5th, so I need that delivered then. So it gives the customer the ability to select that delivery date. Then on the back side of the Nexternal system, within the order management system, we're going to color code that order. So it's going to let you know when you should ship this product out to get it to that shopper at the right time. So very, very powerful tool used by a lot of our merchants who, once again, sell gifts and perishables. Nexternal also has the ability to automatically calculate sales tax rates. This is based on the county the shopper is living in or is buying from. So this is something that once again a lot of e-commerce platforms should have. Nexternal takes it a little bit further by giving you some advanced shipping and sales tax calculation tools. Once I click finish here, it's going to update the information in the shopping cart with those totals. So you can see here, if I was to add another item to the cart, that's going to increase my sales tax rate and in theory could increase my shipping cost. So it's one of those things where you can it's going to automatically and dynamically update those two fees based upon what's inside of the cart. So that's another advantage to the always on screen shopping cart, is people get a real-time running total as they're shopping. Now another thing happened there that you may not have noticed. So let me remove this product to show you. So another cool feature with the always on screen shopping cart is the ability to upsell within the cart. So we've kind of subtly put a message here, but some merchants will blare this out with big red text or a huge blue banner. But you can see here it says add $18.50 worth of items to your order and get free ground shipping. So the cart is smart enough to know that, okay, I see that promotion. I'm going to buy this shirt, And now you can see my shipping cost has converted to 0. So that all happened without me having to enter a coupon, tweak the settings. I just basically reached that threshold or exceeded that threshold, and my shipping cost went down. So a really, really cool tool to have, once again, to encourage that extra purchase. Within the cart, we talked about the shipping date, the determine shipping and sales tax or edit shipping and sales tax button. You can see we also have coupon functionality. So if you are offering coupons or promo code, the shopper can simply enter in that code, activate the coupon. They can share that coupon on Facebook or Twitter or Facebook. Once they close that window, the coupon is now activated in their cart. So this is another great way because of the always-on screen shopping cart. Let's say your threshold for purchasing is $50. Once I add this coupon to the cart, if I only have $45 worth of orders, I'm going to go ahead and try to exceed that threshold of that coupon so I can utilize the coupon. So once again, a lot of e-commerce providers, you don't even get to enter in a coupon code until you get into the checkout process, and then normally you have to jump between the shopping cart and the shopping environment to really see what your discounts and what your savings are. So this is a really, really pleasant experience for the actual shopper. We also have the ability to add gift text or gift card text, and we do have some gift certificate functionality built into the Nexternal platform as well. So 2 powerful tools that are also available with our system. So I want to start to get into the checkout process and then back into the order management system. So if there are any features or functions I missed in this storefront, please jot those down. Maybe we can get to them at the end of the webinar. But for the most part, the storefront is extremely powerful and the bells and whistles are really extensive. So the checkout process is very automated, especially if someone has been to the store before. So if Adam here is buying an item, he has some preferred information in here. It pre-populates that data, and he simply continues to the checkout page where he can alter some of the information, such as that preferred delivery date or the shipping method, confirm all of the information, submit his card, and then submit the order. He can also do things like type in any special comments or instructions. As merchants, you can choose to have an I agree checkbox. So if you're selling an alcohol item, you can have something like I agree that I am over 21 years of age. Just you can put in legal disclaimers to kind of cover yourself here. There's also some little ability to enter that gift card text or redeem that gift certificate on the confirmation page as well. Once the shopper submits the order, they're going to receive confirmation that the order has been placed, standard operating procedure, but then you also have the ability to offer them, or allow them to share that on their social network. So I have the ability to say, hey, I just purchased something from firstfairway.com. When I post that to my profile, it'll actually post a logo with a link back to your site on my profile. You can do the same thing with Twitter. So this is what we call post-order sharing, just another way we're trying to drive the use of social networking during the shopping experience. So once again, that is the online store portion. We're going to jump into the order management system. If you do have questions on how that storefront works, or if there was a feature or function you saw that I did not cover, please jot that down. We'll try to get to that at the end, or you can contact me or your account manager directly with those specific questions. Okay, so the shopper has purchased the product. They are out the door. Now it's your turn to administer those orders. This is all done through a web-based system, like mentioned before, what we call the order management platform, or the order management system, or OMS. The OMS is password protected. Each one of your employees that utilize the OMS will actually have their own unique username and password. You can have as many users as you would like. You can also alter what each user sees. So you have some that are administrative permissions, others that can only see product data, some that are only able to fulfill orders. So the order management system is extremely secure, and once again, you can limit the amount of data that is displayed to each individual user. One of the first areas I like to point out is the dashboard. Now, the dashboard is actually a great way to see what's going on with your store. So you can see here, you can get some projections, sales charts, order statuses. The things I like are seeing your top customers, top products, and some of the demographics. So you know you should be selling products on the East Coast, all up and down the East Coast, but you can see here you have states where you're not selling very well. So this is your indication, hey, let's go ahead and amp it up in those areas, or buy some advertising specifically targeted around those areas. You can also see some of the post-order sharing and social networking statistics. Obviously, you have some of the analytics that come along with the categories, so category views. One of the things that I like to point out specifically are the search statistics. And this gives you an idea of what people are searching for when they come to your store specifically. So you can see here when someone types in the word Nike, they receive 10 matching results. However, you can see here that we have searches for gloves with no results, so we're not carrying gloves. If this search number was up to 100, so we had 100 people searching for gloves and we had no gloves, that's a good indication to us that we should reach out to some of our distributors and say, hey, look, we'd really like to start carrying some gloves in our store because our shoppers are looking for them. So it's a great way to determine some future purchases and also know what your customers are looking for specifically. The other great part about the dashboard is that it is also available through an iPad app, an iPhone app. So you can actually download the dashboard app to your iPhone or iPad and get these statistics, even get notified with a nice cha-ching every time a new order is placed. So cool stuff with the dashboard. The next section we're going to discuss is the orders. Now you're going to see over here there are significant sections to the order management system. We're primarily going to discuss just 2 or 3 of the top sections here. So obviously the orders are the most important thing about your business. So the money is flowing in, the orders are flowing in through the storefront. How do you manage those orders? So the first thing I'll show you here is that we list all of these orders for you to administer. Now, administering an individual order is very, very easy, but before I show you that one order and the steps to process that one order, I want to let you know that we do have bulk processing capabilities available as well. So you may think, hey, well, I have 100 orders that come in a day. I don't want to go through this individual process. Keep in the back of your mind there are ways to do them in bulk. So we discussed the preferred delivery date, and this item here actually has a red truck next to it, which tells us, hey, do not ship this item out right away. It's set to ship on June 4th. So that's your indication that we don't want to ship this one right away. However, for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and use this order and ship it out. So all we need to do to process this order, first we want to collect the funds. So when the shopper submitted the order, the card was actually authorized, and you can see over here that the billing status says authorized. Now, you as the merchant, what you need to do is actually capture those funds, basically pull those funds into your account. To do that, it's very simple. You simply click the green $sign, you click OK, and you will get confirmation of that transaction. This is what we call the credit card terminal. So what this does is this actually speaks directly to your payment gateway and provides you with the results of the transaction. So you can see here when the shopper submitted the order, the item was authorized, and when you hit that green dollar sign, the funds were captured. Now, the great part about this is this means you don't have to go to your gateway to process any funds. You can also do things like issue refunds, void the transaction, but better yet, you can actually alter what you're capturing and what you're refunding before you communicate that to the customer. So if Adam says, oh, you know what, I forgot to add in a set of golf balls, you can simply go in here, add those golf balls to his order, go back to the credit card terminal, and charge him those additional funds. So from a customer service perspective, it makes it very, very easy on you to manage those alterations to those orders. For the most part, other e-commerce platforms, you have to do one of two things. You either have to figure out how to charge that customer, or you have to have them submit a new order. Both of those are not the customer experience you want to provide. So collecting credit cards and managing the payments is very easy with our system. Now, the other cool part about Nexternal is the ability to generate shipping labels right from our platform. So I'd mentioned the APIs with FedEx, UPS, and USPS. All of those, the shipping label creation processes are built right into Nexternal. So if you click on shipping labels here, you're going to see it's going to walk us through a label creation process. Now, with a lot of other providers, you have to somehow get this order data out of your e-commerce system and into something like WorldShip or FedEx Ship Manager or Indicia Dazzle. With Nexternal, all of those platforms are built right in. So when I go through this process and I hit create, it's actually creating the air bill for me. Actually, you see it's giving me a check based on that future date here. So I'm going to go ahead and try this again. And we'll pick an order that actually doesn't have it. But you can see how easy it is to actually create that order. Let me find one that has a, get rid of this future ship date here real quick. So that was telling me it does not want me to ship that because of that preferred delivery date. So we're going to go ahead and make that today and ship that. So, and that's actually a great little tool. So we do have some checks and balances when items, so if an employee was to come into this order and try to ship this even though it was not ready, they're going to be checked by the Nexternal system saying, hey, this is not available to ship right away. This stops you from processing orders that are not intended to go out. But you can see here, making that simple change and jumping back into that label creation process is just a few clicks. So once I hit create here, now we are going to create the label, and you're going to see that we can see that label right away. So without that little hiccup there, what you would do is basically just hit shipping labels, next, and then create label, and you have an air bill. Better yet, when I click finish here, you can see that the order has been updated with the tracking information. So this means not only has the order been updated, but the customer has also been updated. So without taking data out of the Nexternal platform, you've generated a shipping label, you've emailed your customer that their package is on the way. So it's a very automated tool when it comes to shipping. Once again, both of the payment process and the shipping process can be done in bulk utilizing our batch process button. So if you have 10 orders you need to generate labels for, 100 orders, 1,000 orders, 5,000 orders, it does not matter. You simply put in your date range, check off your options, click next. It will then pull up those orders for you. You click process and you're done. So this is very automated. It saves our merchants a ton of time having these tools built into the system. So very, very cool tool, very easy way to automate a lot of that order management. You can also do things like generate packing slips and invoices through the order management system. We also have reporting and importing and exporting functionality for you as well. So a lot of significant tools within this order section. The one thing I do want to point out before we move on is the ability to utilize this order section to actually place orders. So if Jane Doe calls up and says, hey, I would really like to place an order, I'm just having trouble online, my phone connection is slow, can I just place an order through you? Instead of writing the order down, writing her credit card information down, what you can do is simply click New and utilize the order management system to actually take that order. So you can find her product, add it to the shopping cart, and then check out, all through a back-end version of the online store. So it's a very automated way to take those phone, fax, email orders without having to try to transmit that data through an insecure environment. We have some merchants who will utilize our system for call centers, for phone representatives taking orders simply all day over the phone. So it's very well tested as a phone management, or excuse me, order taking phone system, whatever that means. Okay, so you get in the order section here, lots of functionality and lots of customer service tools built right in. The next section that I wanted to discuss here would be the product section. So this is really where all of the product data is managed and maintained. So you can see here by just clicking the edit button next to any one of these products, you're going to get a significant amount of information on that product. So product name, category, description, all of this is what controls what is seen on the front side of the actual store. A lot of this information and a lot of these bells and whistles are not required. So really, just to get the product on the site, all you need is a product name, a long description, and a price, and it's pretty much ready to publish. So there's a lot of variations with the products that you can see here. Managing the products are also very easy. So if you need to alter prices or change the way a description it sounds or a way an image looks, you can easily just click that edit button, jump down to that images section, and upload a new image. So very easy to manage that data. Then once you hit finish here, that information is published instantly. So all of that works very, very well. It has a real-time response. So once you hit finish, it is instantly available on the website itself. Now, you might be saying to yourself, you have 10,000 products. How do I enter those products into the system? But Nexternal has some very slick importing tools. So you can easily go into products, click import. You can import the products, the attributes, inventory levels, pricing changes, all kinds of imports that can be used to manage that product data in bulk. So there are some easy ways to get that information into the system, and the Nexternal account managers are very well versed with the product imports. So if you're converting from one platform to Nexternal, they can assist you with that conversion process, because odds are they've done it in some capacity before. Also on the products are the ability to export the data, but more importantly, you're able to feed that data to marketplaces. So we currently work with marketplaces such as Shopzilla, Nextag, Shopping.com, Google Product Search, PriceGrabber, Amazon Product Ads, and the Find. So the most important one here, I think, is Google Product Search. So you definitely want your products to show up within Google's product search or their shopping section. So feeding that product data to to Google is actually easy, because Nexternal will generate those files for you. We can run an export file. You can upload that to Google, and you're all set. Now, speaking of marketplaces, one thing that we do when it comes to, just to jump back to orders real quick, is we do have an integration with Amazon. So once you have listed your products in the Nexternal order management system, we have the ability to pull that data, those orders for those products from Amazon down into Nexternal. So you have your products that are in the online, on your online store and in the online environment, but you're also selling those products on Amazon. We have the ability to synchronize that product between both systems. So when that product is actually ordered on the Amazon Marketplace, we can pull that order into Nexternal, and then you can generate shipping labels and process that order just like you process your online orders. This saves you from managing the product and order data on two separate systems. You can actually manage a lot of that under one. So that works pretty well. The other cool thing about that I want to point out in the product section would be the subscription feature. So this is a relatively new feature for Nexternal, but if you'd like to offer your products on a recurring basis or allow people, hey, I'd like to get this every other week or once a month or every 3 months, you can set up product subscriptions. So you can go in here and set up options for specific products. You can make products subscription only. You can have different levels of subscriptions. So this is an every week subscription. This is an every 2 week subscription, and the subscription for every week gets a 10% discount. So there are really, really cool things you can do with the subscription functionality to try to encourage people to automatically reorder your product. So very, very cool functionality, and once again, it's something that we're extremely excited about as a new feature to Nexternal. The next section I wanted to discuss is the customer section. Now, this is where all of your customer data is stored. So customer email, customer addresses, credit card information, all of that is stored within this platform. All of this is in a very secure environment. The credit card data is all encrypted. You can do things here on a per customer basis, such as add additional addresses, additional saved credit cards. You can also do things like add in special comments about that customer, and when you add those comments in, when that customer orders, it will flag that order as having comments associated to it. So if you have a customer who is a loyal customer, you want to know every time they've purchased, you can add in a little note here. There will be a flag next to the order next time he purchases. You can also enter some CRM activities. So you can see here, Jim called and stated that he would like to know when we're getting more inventory in stock. We need to call him back on Thursday. So you can set follow-up dates, you can add activities, you can add comments to the customer record. So Nexternal actually has the ability to act to provide you with some CRM functionality as well as just storing the customer information. You can also import all of your customer information as well. So once again, if you are converting from another platform, you have the ability to import that data into the Nexternal system. A couple other cool features that I like in the customer section are the ability to execute searches and then send out marketing emails. And what I mean by that is, let's say you want to send an email out to your top customers. So what you can do is do an order history search, and we want to take all of the customers who've ordered over $1,000 worth of products. So now you can see here, these are people who have actually ordered over $1,000 worth of product in my store. I want to send them an email. I can now click Mail Wizard here and send a bulk email to the results of that search. So I'm going to take all of those customers and I'm going to send them a bulk email giving them an exclusive deal. I can choose to automatically add some content. I can choose between a plain text and an HTML email. And you can see now I have an email address to all those customers. Now each customer is not going to see other people that are copied on this. This is going to be individual to them. But I could compose an email here, send that off to those top customers. So the ability to execute a search, then target market the results of that search is an awesome tool within our customer management system. The next section I'm going to discuss here is the settings section. And this is basically your central nervous system of the online store. This is where you configure your shipping rules, your payment policies, your sales tax rates. This is where you'll spend a bit of time during the initial configuration to make sure your store is operating properly. One section I like to point out here is the compatible software, and what this does is this shows you some of the partners that we're working with. So you can see all of the shipping agents we're working with, a lot of the payment gateways. You'll also notice partners like ShipCompliant and Salesforce, as well as MailChimp, all built right into the Nexternal e-commerce platform. So this is an area that a lot of people will spend time in when they're working with those integrations as well. So it makes that easy. The next section is the layout section. And this is the design portion of your store. Now, as I stated during the initial process or when we started the demonstration, is that Nexternal designers will actually handle this layout section for you. So they will come in here, they will make sure that this system is dialed in to match the look and feel of your existing website. Our designers do an amazing job of that, so it's something that after the fact, if you just want to change some subtle text that's on the site, you can do that. You can decide if you want 3 products across or 2 products across. You can also get into the core code. So if you wanted to actually edit some of the style sheet addendum or the HTML, you can see you have access to all of that code the same way our designers do. So in theory, it's your code. It's specific to your site. If you have the ability to make these changes, you can go ahead and do that. The last part I'm going to talk about here and really try to drive this point home is our customer service. So you can see here we have a help desk section. And this is a very important part because this is where you're going to find a lot of information on how to use the Nexternal platform. And this is a very, very good tool, and you'll have it referenced several times. But the most important part about customer support is your account manager. Each one of our clients has a dedicated account manager that they work with. That actually they probably were assigned a dedicated account manager the second they decided to contact us. So the minute they picked up the phone and decided to give Nexternal a call, they're still working with that same person today, even 5 years, 6 years, 7 years later. So that actually lends itself very, very well to merchants because we understand your business. That person you're speaking to is an expert not only in Nexternal, but also in e-commerce in general. So our average account manager here has over 7 years e-commerce experience. So when you pick up the phone and you're talking to someone, you're talking to an expert. So that is very, very helpful. That is something that you are not going to find with any other e-commerce platform out there. So the account manager is someone you are going to rely on heavily to answer questions, to explore initiatives, to understand all of the things maybe that I missed. So if you're working with someone, I recommend continuing to work with them. Don't hesitate to ask questions and get answers from them as you choose. In addition to that, our development staff is also supporting you as much as they can. They are enhancing our software on a regular basis. You can see here, just this week, we've released 2 new features. Now, the cool part about when we release features is that you don't need to upgrade. You don't need to pay anything extra. They are just available to you. So the other part is you don't have to download anything. So if you're like me, it's annoying to have to update your software or your operating system every other week because of one item or another. Whereas Nexternal, when we come out with a new feature, hey guys, we have it, it's brand new, go ahead and turn it on. So like I said, our development staff is also supporting you by putting out new features as much as possible. If there are no questions, I will go ahead and end this demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I appreciate you sitting through the process here. Once again, don't hesitate to contact us should you have any questions or concerns. Have a great day and happy selling.